Welcome to Home with Justin. From the path your eye moves to boundary and texture. Imagine a picket fence that was whitewashed years ago and allowed to age gracefully, or a low stone wall softened with moss and planted edges. These boundaries need not be pristine. In fact, a chipped finish or uneven boards tells a story and welcomes life into the space. At the base, plant informal drifts of perennials, foxglove, daisies, and salvias, mixed with fragrant herbs like lavender and rosemary. The practical gain is obvious. A living edge that supports pollinators and screens noise. The emotional benefit is quieter but no less important. A sense of place that feels rooted and calm, where the fence frames scenes rather than constrains them. Seating is where the garden becomes hospitable. Envision a weathered farmhouse table under a canopy of grapevine or wisteria, its top marked by years of meals and conversations. Surround it with mismatched chairs, some painted in soft pastels, others stripped to natural wood, and scatter cushions in faded floral prints. The textures and variations suggest a life well lived rather than a showroom display. A cast iron bench beneath a climbing rose can be a private alcove. A porch swing with a chunky knit throw offers a place to watch evening light. These arrangements aren't just attractive. They invite behaviors, long meals, slow reading, shared cups of tea, that cultivate connection and ease. planting choices should feel intuitive and textured rather than precious. Raised beds made from reclaimed timber can host a mix of culinary and cottage plants. Road lettuces beside thyme, tomatoes supported by bamboo canes interplanted with marigolds to deter pests. Scatter perennial anchors like hydrangeas and ornamental grasses to create structure, and fill gaps with annuals like cosmos and zinnias for joyful color. Ground covers such as creeping thyme or dwarf ajaga make practical, fragrant walkways and soften edges. The benefit here is twofold. You gain a productive, beautiful garden that feeds both body and soul, and you create a layered, forgiving landscape that looks intentional without requiring perfection. Vintage accents bring warmth and character when used sparingly and thoughtfully. An old wheelbarrow overflowing with potted geraniums becomes an instant vignette. Enamel jugs and crocks hold loose bouquets of peonies or dried grasses. Salvaged window frames repurposed as garden art, or a chalkboard painted in an old frame for daily notes infuse personality. Galvanized tubs are perfect sinks for cut flowers or temporary planters, and rusted metal signs or an antique garden gate can become focal points. The practical advantage is economical. Reclaimed pieces often cost less than new specialized items, while lending a patina and authenticity that new decor struggles to emulate. Water and sound add a soothing dimension. A small stone basin with a simple bubbler creates a soft, constant murmur that masks distant traffic and invites birds. Alternatively, a tiered, weathered fountain made from repurposed materials becomes a centerpiece that reflects light. Even a shallow washtub filled for bird baths will draw wildlife and life. The sensory benefit is immediate. Acoustics that calm and a reflective surface that cools the scene and makes the garden feel more alive. Functionally, a water source near planting areas eases watering and helps sustain wildlife that in turn benefits the plant communities. Lighting extends the garden's usefulness and mood into evening. Picture strings of warm bulbs draped across a pergola, lanterns with candles or warm LED lights scattered on tables, and low solar path lights nestled in borders to mark routes. Use warm color temperatures so the glow reads like candlelight rather than clinical white, and place uplights to emphasize a specimen tree or a textured wall. The immediate benefit is usability, an outdoor room that works after dusk, but the subtler gain is atmosphere. Light sculpting the garden into intimate pockets where conversations feel private and time slows. Functional vintage elements make aesthetics practical. A pegboard arranged with hand tools on a shed wall becomes both display and storage. A worn ladder leant against a fence shows off potted herbs or string lights. Build benches with hidden storage for cushions, seed packets, and cloches so the space remains tidy without sacrificing charm. Repurposed wooden crates and wicker baskets are perfect for harvested produce, blanket storage, or impromptu seating. These choices prioritize usability and reduce friction. When tools and comforts are close at hand, tending the garden is easier and enjoyment becomes frictionless. Dining in a rustic vintage garden becomes a series of small rituals. Set a table simply with mismatched crockery, linen napkins, and a low centerpiece of mixed wildflowers and seasonal fruits. Keep an herb pot within reach so guests can season to taste, and present food family style to encourage sharing. Begin meals with a walk through the garden to gather a garnish, a sprig, or inspiration. This small act turns the meal into an engaged, sensory experience. Beyond the immediate pleasure of tastes and textures, these rituals build memory. The garden becomes the setting for stories, laughter, and the ordinary magic of shared life. Paths and sightlines choreograph delight. Let walkways curve to reveal small discoveries. An arbor draped with clematis opening onto a hidden bench, a gate that hints at a tool nook, or a narrow gravel run that leads to a sunlit potting spot. Repeat materials: rustic wood, soft painted metal, gravel, so that different areas feel connected, part of a continuous composition rather than unrelated vignettes. This kind of planning subtly guides movement, encouraging exploration and quiet moments of surprise that reward the patient observer. Sound and scent complete the sensory picture. Plant lavender, rosemary, and lemon balm near seating to ensure each breath carries layered fragrance. A line of ornamental grasses or birches provides a susurrus that harmonizes with birdsong. Wind chimes made from reclaimed glass or metal add a gentle musical thread without overwhelming. The benefit here is restorative. Scent and sound are powerful mood shifters, able to decrease stress and create a sense of sanctuary where the outside world feels comfortably distant. Seasonal planning keeps the garden interesting year-round. Spring brings bulbs and early perennials that promise renewal. Summer favors overflowing pots and long dinners. Autumn allows for warm textiles, rusty tones, and harvest displays of gourds and apples. Winter invites evergreen accents, lantern-lit paths, and cozy throws. Think in layers, bulbs under perennials, shrubs for structure, and annuals for punchy color, so the garden never feels empty when one element fades. The practical advantage is continuity of interest. The emotional advantage is the steady rhythm of anticipation and reward as the garden cycles through its chapters. Personal touches make the space yours. A small chalkboard with the day's harvest list, a hand-painted sign with a welcoming phrase, or a commemorative stone for family moments turns decor into story. Encourage rituals, an evening tea on the bench, a seasonal jam-making day with friends, that anchor the garden in your life. These human elements are the true return on design investment. Objects and activities that accrue meaning over time and transform a pretty yard into a place of belonging.